Good day, everybody. The bearings have come in for the motors, so today we're going to rebuild the motors, put new bearings in, check them all out, and we'll get this puppy on the road. Once we get this done, we can really get into some interesting parts of the build, and it should be real fun. Hey, by the way, we've just met the subscriber minimums, so I want to thank you all for subscribing. And all we have to do now is bring up the viewing hours, and I'll be okay with YouTube. So I would really appreciate if you could just watch the movies from front to back. And if you're bored doing that, just go have a coffee or a cup of tea or something while it's playing in the background, and it will build up my viewing hours, and I need about 1,500 more to qualify for YouTube. And I'd really appreciate if you could do that for me. So thanks a lot. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching the videos. Hopefully we can get better ones coming. So I've got the marks on for the fan, the spinner cone, and there we go. It's also marked from the washer and everything. I mean, not the washer, the collet and so forth. So we'll put everything as we get it off so we don't screw things up and lose it. Anyhow, just gripping a couple of the blades, going anti-clockwise. Put that guy there. Washer off. Should be able to lift the blade out. There we go. All right, so this all goes here, so I'm just going to basically put it all back together. All right, I've uncracked these with the big wrench, so now I'm just going to get these Allen bolts out. So I've never done these bearing change on these fans before. So put the shroud there. It's got some lock washers on it. All right, and it looks like somebody put some epoxy on the cooling fins here. So let's get that off. I personally never put epoxy on. There we go. Clean those off later when we're reassembling them. Should be able to pull that off now. There we go. Ooh, it's got all this gooey stuff on it. All right, we'll have to clean that. This is something I learned on YouTube. You have to use a torch to heat it up. I've tried using a heat gun. It doesn't work. So we'll give it a go, do our best. So here we go. And then you're supposed to club it like that. There we go. There's some heat shrink, whoops, which is holding the wires together. So we'll just cut through that gently so we don't damage the wire underneath. There's a little nick out of that one, so we'll repair that when we put it all back together. All right, so this is the way it's supposed to separate. Let's get rid of all this junk. So this comes up. So I'm going to place it as I'm going to assemble it. And then you've got a bunch of washers here. That's that one. Oh, that's interesting. The other one had these sprung washers on. This doesn't. And now we can take the armature out. Oh my god, that's hard. Pliers. There we go. It's the armature. So just checking everything looks pretty good. And there's a bearing right down. Oh, I guess that was on that side then. That was inside. Huh. Anyhow, now we have to get this bearing out. So I have to get this bearing out, which is deep into the armature here. So I've got some of these guys. All right. So these bearings are being replaced, so I don't care if I screw them up a little bit. So I've just got a socket extension, which is just smaller than the diameter of this opening. I'll put that over there. And now I guess we have to try and get one of the new bearings in there. So let's try this. All right, so I've got that bearing in now. Okay, reassembly. So this guy goes on this side. Pop the bearing on. I got some spacers in there. This is going to want to suck in, so I'm just going to gently hold the armature. There we go. A little tap. All right, then we put one of these guys on this end, and the spring washers in. And keep a good grip on them because these magnets are so strong it wants to just suck them right into the coils there. And then the last one. And be careful you don't put it ass backwards. The long bit comes out this end. I've done that before. So we'll now feed the wires in through these holes. Being careful that nothing falls out. I've already set the bearing in there. There we go. I'm just going to do a check before I close it all up. There we go. Check for rotation. No end place, so that's good. Here's the other one. I've already done that one. Before gluing back together, I'm going to spin it and listen for any grinding noises. There may be a washer left inside. I just have to now push these back out, mix some epoxy up, and that's where I'm going to put it together. Mix a little bit of epoxy up, and then we'll put these bad boys back together and hope for the best. Okay, so I guess I don't need tons of it. Let's kind of clean this off. Okay, so I've got it just pushed forward a bit. Like I say, I've never done one of these in-runner HET motors before. Shit. So we're all doing it for the first time. I guess I don't need gobs of it. Just put it around. But on the back side, we should be good. All right, I guess I just have to line the shaft up with the bearing there. Oh, I guess that's it. All right, and then carefully wipe the excess off. Make sure everything's in place. Turning good. Okay, and put that to the side. We'll do the other one.